Hello and welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast. This is our match preview for Feyenoord versus Aston Villa in the Europa League. We know it's the Europa League, but it's Rotterdam, isn't it? That's why we stood here. It's not quite, doesn't quite hit the same as if we were in the Champions League, but yeah, it's Rotterdam. We wanted to come out here. Yeah,
and you know, if we were in the Champions League, we wouldn't be going back to Rotterdam. So bonus in it. So no, yeah, returning to the greatest night the club's had. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going out there on Wednesday.
Yeah, jealous.
Yeah, it's a shame. There's a few people who I know haven't gone to many Villa away games or haven't gone to any matches in Europe. Sorry, but this one was like, oh, I have to do that. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully lots of thousands of Villa fans out there as well. That'll be good.
Yeah, so we cross the road and go and do our preview on the other side. It's very busy and very noisy over here. So yeah, do a little transition and get on with the episode, shall we? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. There's a nice kind of narrative to it, I guess.
For sure.
In the same way we had the Bayern Munich fixture last season in the Champions League, returning to the scene of the crime, if you like, for the first time since that day in 1982 over there is. Yeah, it's going to be special for particularly a certain generation of Villa fans.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how much has changed outside the stadium, or well, inside obviously, like liquor paint and that, but it seems pretty well preserved.
Yeah, it looks the same.
I don't know that for sure. But outside and stuff, like my dad always tells me, my dad was there in Rotterdam for the final, and he always tells me about the bus that he took.
The ticket or something.
Yeah, got his bus ticket. No aircon in the bus, obviously, or the coach even, and well, the coach as well. I've seen different pictures of where all the coaches would be stationed and fans coming off them and stuff like that. So yeah, for certain fans going back there, I presume they've been back there maybe. Well, a lot of them would have already got. Some of them maybe for the first time, and it'll bring back a lot of memories. And yeah, like the game almost kind of takes, I don't know, like secondary. Yeah, like. Before kick-off, I would say, but it'll probably hit you a little bit of like, wow, so this is like the greatest night in the club's history. This is the place. So yeah, really looking forward to going. And in general, the match as well is it's an important one. It's obviously only the second game.
Is it our hardest fixture?
But I think it is our hardest fixture. Yeah. Fenerbahce away will be difficult in its own way, but I think Feyenoord probably. I don't know. It's between the two, really. I mean, Fenerbahce beat Feyenoord, didn't they? I don't know, in the Champions League qualifiers. But I don't know. There's something about this game that could be more tricky, I think, potentially than Fenerbahce, even though they've got all the atmosphere and whatnot. But obviously, Asensio, Duran played for us before. We know those players inside out. Feyenoord, it's a bunch of unknown players. So
they're top of their league, so it's absolutely not going to be easy. I'd be interested actually for those that are watching or listening. If you're going, have you been back before? Because obviously no one's been back to watch Villa, and that's what makes this one special. But have you done a stadium tour or something just to go back there? Is this the first time you've been back for, what is it now? Is it 43 years, I think it was? I think you're right, the occasion does kind of take the driving seat to an extent, particularly for the fans. I don't think for the club and the players. It will for certain, how Villa do their social media or whatever. I'm sure they will reference back to that day back then. But the first team and stuff aren't going to be like, oh, it's special to be back here, because it's completely irrelevant to them. No. So the game and the occasion is definitely a split. I'm intrigued, obviously, about the occasion. I'm looking forward to seeing what you get up to out there, what fans do, what it's like, and the experience. But as for the game, as well as our pot one opponents, regardless of that, it still feels like the most difficult game. Away from home, the storyline is absolutely there. They're top of their league. I will absolutely confess, as I'm sure many listening will, I haven't watched Feyenoord play. I won't know hardly any of their players. But that's still almost the excitement of Europe, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's the kind of nervousness of they might be brilliant and we could be in for a sticky night. But it gives Villa and the club and Emery the chance to kind of test themselves in a different environment of, this is Europe, it's different to the league, the players are different, the environment is different. Go and try and beat this new challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Off the top of my head, they signed a winger from Porto who couldn't really get much of a game, Gonçalo Borges. They got the Sheffield United centre-back. Yeah, they got like a few players that you may be aware of. It's still a game that Villa have a much deeper squad, a much better team, a better manager, but it's just one of those you can't underestimate these teams. And if Villa play to their best level, I say their best level, I think it's going to be hard because of where we've come from, but if they can play anywhere near how they played against Fulham in most of the match, I think they should be okay. But it's still, as you say, they've done a difficult game because of different reasons. Villa going to a team in Europe, especially in the Europa League, we're a big fish.
A different test as
and
well.
We're a Premier League team, and we can talk about, the rules are holding us back and blah 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 blah. Try being a Dutch team. Try being a team from Belgium. They have to sell every single season. They won't be feeling sorry for us at all. Feyenoord themselves have obviously started well. You say top of the Eredivisie. They were knocked out by Fenerbahce. They beat Fenerbahce at home 2-1, I think, and then lost, I think, like 5-2, I think it was, in Turkey. Yeah. So that's what can happen when you're not up for it in those places, with a hostile atmosphere. And we'll find that out, but I'd like to think we have enough experience to deal with that. But that's later on. Yeah. This feels like we need to deal with this game now, because if you can get out of there with 3 points, okay, well then you've got ahead.
Does that make you feel like, okay, we've kind of got one of the tough ones out of the way and we've won it, so we should be okay?
You have go-ahead Eagles after that. Again, respect all these teams, right? But go-ahead Eagles after that. Then also just Feyenoord. Maccabi Tel Aviv may not even be coming here. We don't know yet. And if they do, I'd like to think we can still beat them. And then you obviously have Salzburg last at home. You have Young Boys at home as well. Basel away.
Come on, it's winnable games. Yeah.
They're all winnable games. That's why Feyenoord, for me, if we got out there with a point, okay, it's not so bad. As long as you can win the games you're supposed to win afterwards. Yeah. If we were to win, though, that's when I'd be looking at it and thinking, we've got a real chance here of finishing very high.
It's almost the Bayern of last year that you're winning it. I expect us to beat Feyenoord.
I know where you're going with this,
but it's the one that you think, well, that's the trickiest potentially. So if you win that, we're almost like ahead of schedule.
Or in the context of away games like Leipzig. Yeah. Leipzig were obviously not very good in the Champions League, but that was our hardest away match, was it not? Monaco wasn't easy, but it was the pot one game. So if you can again leave with a victory, that Europa League table for me looks very nice.
Yeah, because 100%.
You've
literally 100%.
You've got quite a few games there. Again, Tel Aviv, Young Boys, Basel, Go Ahead Eagles. You can win all of those if we play to our level or near it, to then go to Fenerbahce, and then maybe that's a game where you just say, okay, well if we get a draw, we're still in the top 3, and then you have Salzburg to maybe get in the top 2. And as I keep saying, if you can finish in the top 2, you got home second legs here throughout the whole way into the final, which gives us a massive advantage in my opinion. So yeah, that's the aim. Feyenoord again, they haven't played at home for a number of weeks. I think it was September the 17th or 19th, around there, that they last played at home. So like us actually, for the Fulham match the other day, for the Bologna match, we hadn't played at home for quite a long time. I don't know if that counts for anything for them, but they'll be up for it, absolutely.
Just as a side point, I don't know whether this means anything really to anybody, but I said that we don't know any of the players, but we know a former player, Robin van Persie, the manager. That's very Football Manager to me, as in the computer game of, I'm now in the territory of seeing players who I remember playing. They're now managing clubs at Van Persie's at I almost said Ajax then, at Feyenoord. What? How's that a thing? Again, I don't know how we want to talk about that. What does that mean? It's just
an interesting subplot,
to see him,
I'm really hoping, I don't know what time the Feyenoord press conference is. I'm hoping that I can get to it after arriving in Rotterdam. If so, that'd be great. Ask him a couple of questions, because obviously, we'd not only speak in English, but also we'll have a good perspective on the Premier League and different things. So that would be interesting.
What's your overriding memory of Van Persie from a Villa perspective? Is it the
Surely it's the same one. Yeah, ball over the top. We're wearing green shirts.
Yeah. So
was he offside though?
I don't know.
I think it was. I remember saying this to my mate the other day. I was like, I think he might have been offside, and he was like, doesn't matter. We won 3-0 or whatever it was. So
Lambert's Limes.
Oh man, we've come from a long way to get here, haven't we?
And that conversation only came about because we remembered Robin van Persie is the manager of Feyenoord on Thursday. Let's do Villa side of things. And as you said, we're doing our previews earlier now. This is before the presser, it's before any injury news, and this will go out before that anyway. So Emery will speak to press at some
Wednesday
point,
night,
and this will be out before then. So maybe Tielemans is fit, maybe Tyrone Mings isn't fit or is fit, and there's question marks there. But if we've kind of got a second guess, maybe not necessarily what will happen, but what kind of 11 we'd expect to see based off the information we have. Mings won't play, will he?
Well, I think Torres will play anyway, to be honest. Matson for me, that's your left side.
Is it just the Bologna team?
John McGinn picks up a whack on Sunday. Picked up a whack on Sunday. He's hopefully will be able to play against Feyenoord, but again, that was on Sunday night that he said that, so we don't know if there's been any kind of
What's the diagnosis
swelling.
for a whack?
I don't know what this is. I don't know, but hopefully he'll be okay to play. Kamara, I think, would come back into the team, wouldn't he? Yeah. Sancho had a bit of sickness, so he couldn't play. Go on, run us through an 11 then. So, what do we think?
Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Torres, Maatsen.
Yeah. Martinez or Bizot?
Martinez.
Do you think Martinez? Yeah. Because it sounded like he would have played the other day
for Bologna if he was
okay to play.
Yeah, I saw a few people suggesting that he was kind of throwing the Europa League games away and he wasn't bothered about them. But
if that's going to happen, then we're going to have to make up a lot of injury news, aren't we? Yeah. You know, I did see things like, maybe he's going to be so he's not cup tied or whatever. But I'm pretty certain you can still play for your new club anyway
in Europe.
Yeah. So I don't.
Yeah. Anyway. Martinez will play. I'm pretty certain.
Cash, Konsa, Mings, Maatsen, Powell.
Kamara, McGinn is what I would go for if McGinn gets over his whack. I think that's what I would prefer. If Tielemans is half fit, I'd rather he came back against Burnley in a game that, we feel comfortable about, but give Tielemans that run out, which I expect to be easier than Feyenoord, to be honest. So that'd be my midfield, I think.
Bogard would be the only other player. Anana will fight. We'll see. Yeah. Barkley's had a personal issue. Bogard came through Feyenoord Academy and joined Villa 16 years of age. So that's cool for him.
A little subplot.
Will he play though? Him and Kamara. I think that's maybe a bit too.
Could he play centre back with Torres? Give Konsa a rest as
well?
Yeah,
he could do. Yeah, absolutely. I just think in this game, if we can get the result that's ideal, and then you've got the international break. I don't think we need to give Konsa a rest. It's that sort of thing.
But he got a whack off the post.
He was another player who got a whack. But we don't know the diagnosis of that whack either. But no, Bogard, it would be cool for him to. I'm sure he'll feature and come off the bench. But
somebody we didn't mention. Sorry, I want to appreciate this is a bit all over the place, but that's as we've said with our content or our episodes, we're having a chat. Garcia, who's now fit and available again. Does he come in for Cash?
Interesting with Garcia because he was in training last week. Was in the squad to play Bologna. Just quickly, obviously Barkley can't play against Feyenoord because he's not in the squad for Europe. Garcia is though, but then wasn't on the bench for the match against Fulham.
All the training pictures and stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's just there wasn't space. And Emery would prefer Brad Burrows. Yeah. I don't know, as an attacking option. So maybe he comes in. But again, I just think with the international break so close, do we need to?
Don't need to rest anyone, I suppose. No. But if everyone's then a little bit, if Cash is
sharper for Burnley, yeah, because we can't underestimate Burnley now, can we? That is for us. That's such an important game.
I expect us to win, and we'll obviously talk about it later in the week. But you still got to go and do the job. And if Cash is slightly sharper and Tielemans is saved for that rather than Thursday, and that helps. And you've got to think about it.
Yeah, no, you do. And then further forward, Watkins for me starts.
Watkins again. Starts. Another goal would be nice for him.
Gesson, right?
I want Gesson again. I think he needs to keep being played.
Continue to play, yeah.
Because I think at some point he will score and that will light a bit of a spark there.
Yeah.
I would take Rodgers out.
You would?
You've got to at some point. I think you've got to at some point. Again, I know the international break's coming up and it's not a rest thing, but it's just a change.
What other options do we have? So we have Sancho, who hopefully would be over sickness at that point.
I'd go Sancho, Elliot, Gesson. So all the new boys in there,
I'm just not sure Emery's willing to do that.
No, I don't think he will.
I think especially in an away game as well.
I think it'd be more likely it'd be Sancho, Buendia, Gesson.
I agree. I actually think it would be Rodgers, Buendia, Gesson.
Yeah, obviously we don't know the extent of Sancho either, to be fair.
Yeah, it's difficult, but I just think in an away game he's going to want to play players that he trusts in the structure.
Yeah.
So that is Rodgers, that is Buendia over Elliot, and that is Gesson because he's.
Is it potentially McGinn further forward, and it is Bogard and Kamara?
Possibly so. I think those are the options, but I would be surprised if Sancho and Elliot played from the start. I think if it was a home game, different. Yeah. But
if that Bologna game was this week, I think you'd maybe be seeing that then.
Possibly so. Yeah. But we have enough there to beat Feyenoord, and that's not us taking them lightly, not at all. But
no, I think it'll be tough.
Yeah, it'll be a difficult game
because we've played better in the Fulham game, but we've still not played well all season, really. The results are starting to turn a touch, but
probably got another 5 or 6 gears to go through, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is still not. We might play the first half an hour and go, Christ, that was really crap again. Like that wasn't great, but you know that you can still go up a gear and still go and win the game with some changes or whatever.
Would you take a draw now?
I think I probably would. Yeah. I bill it as our hardest, one of our hardest away games.
I don't want the feelings after. I think if we play poorly, that would be different. But I don't want the emotion after the game to be, oh, we've only drawn to Feyenoord. I don't think it would be, but even more so because, as I said, the games after this, go on Eagles. Come on. Who else have we got? Basel and the teams I mentioned earlier, Tel Aviv, Young Boys.
They're all absolutely beatable. So a draw at Feyenoord is a good result if those things happen. A draw against Feyenoord and you lose to Young Boys, and that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't take a draw. Last year, would you take a draw? I'm going to set you up there. I wouldn't take a draw just because I think we can beat all of these teams on our day.
Yeah.
So therefore,
I don't think we're having our day yet.
That's it. Yeah. But I'm going to kind of play the risk card because I think it's so beneficial if you can finish in that top two. I'm not saying we're going to win. Yeah. I don't think we're going to win all of our Europa League games, not at all. But if we can win
7.
Yeah. If we can win 7.
If we can win 7, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. But I look at it and think,
we've got 33 Premier League games left. If we can win 30, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, we should stay up. But do you know what I mean, though? Not many teams will win. Well, maybe none of them will win 7 out of 8. But we can. If we play well, we can. We can. So yeah, would I take 6 out of 8? Probably, and hope the other 2 are draws. But would I take a draw at Feyenoord? No. Would I be happy with the draw? No. Would I take it? No. What I'm saying it. I wouldn't be disappointed with a draw. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, shall we wrap up this with a score prediction and go home?
Yeah, 1-all.
I think 1-all is reasonable. I mean, our score predictions have been better the last couple of weeks. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go safe. I think it won't be kind of swashbuckling and lovely football and we blow them away. I don't see that happening at all. Absolutely, I would like that to be the case, but 1-1, I think that's reasonable.
No, I'll say 2-1.
Okay.
I do actually believe that. I think if we can make some decent chances, I back Watkins to take at least one of them.
I'd love a guess on goal.
And I think we can get a bit of confidence, hopefully go in there. Again, I don't think there's a lot of pressure on this game for us, although I'm saying, like, it's really important if we win. But at the same time, I hate to say it, but if we lose...
It's only the second game.
We can then win 4 in a row in the Europa League, go to Fenerbahce, and then we'll see where we are. Like, this isn't going to be a be-all and end-all game whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just... a win would be fantastic if we can get it.
Yeah.
But equally, it's not going to shape, are we going to finish 1st or 8th? We'll know that in the coming games after. It just leaves us a bit of work to do to finish 1st or 2nd if we don't win or lose.
I keep wanting to refer to it as the Rotterdam game rather than Feyenoord, which is odd, but that's our Europa League preview done. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. John, thanks for joining me, as per. Nice to be back at Villa Park, just out and about, isn't it, and doing these things in person. It's good fun. If you are off to Rotterdam, please let us know and share your score predictions as well. Thank you very much for watching or listening to this episode of the Claret and Blue podcast, and we'll see you Thursday night for the post-match show. Bye-bye. Yeah, I keep wanting to refer to it as the city rather than the...
Speeding ticket.
Yeah.